afternoon session. We start with a presentation from José Badía about Libra, a regional platform for managing requests for the European Common Agricultural Policy, shorter CAP. Libra.
Hi everyone, I know it's a difficult hour to be here now. I try to do it quickly and fast. Well, I'm here to present a regional platform for managing requests for the European Common Agricultural Policy. I'm José Badía, and I want to start, first of all, saying something a little bit about the company. I belong to Scolab. It's a small company located in Valencia, Spain. And here you have several ways to connect with us, the website and the email. One important thing about us is we are a collaboration member of the GBSIC Association. My partners have here a lot of conferences. Now are doing one of the GBSIC suite in the other room. And we will have mentioned a lot of our products in several conferences there. Well, what are we going to do in this talk? First of all, if you are here waiting the way to get all the subsides, all the aids, you are at the wrong conferences. Now I'm here to talk about a concrete solution that we take to resolve a problem in a regional government to manage the PAC subsides. It means that we get the product that they have, the platform that they use to manage all the data about all the farmers, and we add a plugin, and we add a solution which can manage all the spatial data and join all the information with all the information that they have in the other platform. It's not an initial solution. It means that can be added for other platforms in other countries, in other cities that manage all the public information on other areas of production. Well, a little path about the way we are going to do. First of all, I'm going to explain the concept, the main concept, to be sure that all of us understand what are we talking about. I present the situation that we have met when we start in this project. Then I present the solution and the following steps we are going to do. At the end, in a small conclusion, I think it will be enough. First of all, introduce why it's important, the agriculture here in the European economy. Farmers do a strong and intensive work to provide us a stable food supply. Also, they guaranteed a production in a sustainable way. And the most important of all, they bring us their products in affordable prices for us. At the end, they are supporting more than 500 million Europeans using their products. But it can be possible if we don't get something else to be correctly in their economic way. The main purpose of the European Common Agricultural Policy is to be sure that they give a decent standard of living for farmers. They help them to compensate all the difficulties that they can get doing their products and make it available for the rest. It says also, providing that they are giving this amount of money, that the farmers and the other elements can complete another requirements for animal health and welfare, environmental protection, and food safety. Also, always allow affordable prices to the consumer, as I said before. At the end, PAC makes a sustainable rural development. Well, but it is in a European level. What happens in a regional level? All these aids pass from the countries and then for the cities. And the regional government aids are managed with the AgroRed application. In Valencia, where I'm from, this platform, regional platform, is the one that manages the PAC request and where is stored all the information about farmers, countryside, crops, and all of these are stored in this database. The main problem they have is that all the data captured about the spatial data is only worked with an alphanumeric way. It's complicated to manage this information, to do complex analysis about that. Here we have the definition of graphic statements, lines that represent sketches or geometries. And we will call you here graphic declaration lines, GDL. Well, what we have found when we start in the project? As I said, the first of all is the application that they have, AgroRed, in which are all centralizes all the application of the alphanumeric data. All about the personal data, the name, the identification, the date of birth, the address, all about the farmers, all about the parcels that they own, the kind of different crops that they have dedicated of each section of their fields, and as I said, the spatial definition of the parcel only in alphanumeric way. It will be complicated to check, to validate if everything is correct, but it's not a problem because before this year, only a few petitions are required to do it, to support this digital declaration. It's now, this year, when the European policy determinates that it was necessary to do it. It's a mandatory place. Here I show you a small screenshot about the database form. That's how it looks. There you can see all the information data about personal farmers and its parcels. And this is the previous tool that they use. As you can see, it's more similar to a CAD solution, and it has a very big problem, a very big disadvantage. It does not support topological rules. It means that you can draw the parcels, and it can be overlaid over others, or the polygons can be not close, or you can put a crop definition between two parcels different. It means that you at the end have information, spatial information, but it's not consistent. You have, if you want to do some analysis, some studies, your studies couldn't be right. All the information could be wrong. You can depend on it. In addition, this tool is very complicated to use for the person that is not an expert in this type of software. At the end, they meet this problem and they contact to develop this solution. This is the requirements they want to complete. First of all, create a web tool to capture the terrain information. As we commented before, the first step is not to make a migration about the platform they have. They want to connect with this platform and use the data they have. It's also not always be for the digital information, to the spatial information. It also can display all the alphanumeric data they have in the other application. It has to support the topological restriction. It can be open source, powerful, user-friendly, and easy to use for the main public. This is the first suggestion that we can give them. It's a geoportal supporting GBC Online with a table to show all the alphanumeric information, the tools at the left side, and we can see there the parcels and how they are being displayed on the map. We call this Libra, basic lines for agrarian enclosures, and at the beginning it offers everything that they want in the previous slide. The most important thing of this is that it's a GBC Online adaptation. What it means? I don't know if you are familiarized with the GBC Online. As I said, there are several conferences here to talk about it, but for following its own purpose. This is the server administration side, but in the website, the part that we view is open layers, jQuery, and something else. What have we done with this? As you can imagine, most of this software is not necessary for our part in Libra. Our solution needs to use AgroRed system. We asked to give us a web service of AgroRed to communicate with us and to share all the information. For that, AgroRed starts a petition when you want to define a spatial digital terrain information. They start their request. It sends to Libra the ID of the petition that we are working with and a token of security to be sure that the user that is working with this has the permissions enough to do it. For that reason, LDA that we said in the previous slide is not necessary here. Also, it's not necessary the PostGIS part because Libra connects directly with the web service of AgroRed. And yet, start the communication. You can edit whatever you want in the Libra with the tool and the design part. And at the end, do all the tasks you need to define all the data about the spatial. I have a video, but I think it's more repetitive about the things I'm saying now. I'm passed directly to define the tools that we use. There are several differences. If I ask you to do a list about which kind of tools you need to edit several geometry, several polygons, maybe I'm quite sure most of them will be in your list. You need tools to add, to split, to crop, to edit, and to remove. I'm going to show a little, do a small overview about what can do each one of them to have an idea approximately about the powerful of the tool. If you see here, there are two polygons that I want to join. I define the surface that encapsulates this part, and then I try to join. As I said at the beginning of the conference, you have this solution, have topology restrictions added. It means that all this surface that is outside the boundaries of the parcel is not added here to the final result. Vale? It resolves one of the problems that we have at the beginning with the other software. Tools to edit polygons, all that you can imagine. You have here to edit manually this parcel, always in the respecting the other parcels. Not is allowed to overlay the information. Here's another example. This part in the middle, this hole, is property of the same owner, and you can use it to divide it and use in the best way you think. You can increase the parcel if you have site enough. You can add another spaces if it not belongs to anybody. You can join two parcels from the same owner in an easy way. Or the opposite. You can split an area. You can remove an area from other side. You can also define in your parcel parts to define which kind of crops are dedicated for each one. Draw by hand, manually. And most of them, the tools that you can imagine to define all these parts that are necessary to establish a request for the pack. What's next? Well, this software is successfully incorporated to the organization. And now the next steps was adding to other organizations, public organizations. First one is a register of general parcels that is almost the same that we are doing. It needs a few changes. For that reason, it's now in production. It's now done. And for the end of the year, we start another one about wine register, sorry. That'll be at the end of the year. Then the things we have to be clear after this conference is that we can adapt GBC Online, not like a separate software, such as if not like a part of other software that can be shared, exchange information one with other. It links with all the alphanumeric resources and can be adapted with another application. At the end, is the way to make the declaration, validation, and checking process easier for all the people that are involved in this process. We are talking about farmers, public employees, technicians, everything that you want. I think I'm in time. It's close. Thanks for your attention. Sorry for the moment. Thank you very much.
Okay, time for some questions.
Oh, sorry.
By the way, Libra is a nice name, I think, for your solution. Any questions in the room? Then I have a question. So thank you for your presentation, but what can OSGeo do for you to help you?
Sorry?
What can OSGeo do for you?
Sorry,
So my question is, you presented your application and you had a nice presentation. Is there a message, something that you ask that the OSGeo could do for you to help you?
I think at the end, you want to get all the tools that can support all the definition about the spatial data in an easy way. And I think it's the main purpose of this product.
Okay, thank you. Yes, a question?
No, actually not, because it's only photographing a concrete moment, but it can be done the historical movements or divisions or editions about the polygons. It could be done.
Another question?
At the beginning, it was only for the technicians, about the public technicians that work with it. But the idea is to do, open to all the farmers, because it's an easy way. Our government gives courses for the people to learn how to ask this request, and it's included in one of the steps of to ask the request for the pack, how to define all your graphical information on the petition that you get.
Okay. If there are no other questions, thank you for your presentation.